Hey, good morning, guys. This is Frank, your job coach and job developer guru. Today, the title of this video is called Beware or Be Cautious, and this has to do with remote work. I touched on some of my other videos about briefly about remote work, but I want to spend a little bit more time today and really define and break down for you what remote work is. And there's various kinds. So a few years back, before the pandemic, the buzzword was telecommuting. Basically the same thing, working from home, but usually with a company that you were currently working with or for. So, in that aspect, telecommuting or remote work involved perhaps getting approval from your HR department to be able to work from home, number one. And then, number two, they would have to actually send out their IT people to set up their computer systems in your home, software, etc. And the thing with those particular type of telecommuting jobs is it's almost like being at the office, because what I mean by that is you are heavily monitored and controlled throughout your day to make sure that you're actually putting in the hours that you say that you're working. So with those particular software applications, they actually have a way of tracking when you log in, when you log out, for lunch and etc. So even though you're working from home, there are limitations to what you can call freedom. Okay, so that's telecommunicating or remote work. Now, the other type of remote work we're going to talk about now is kind of like what I do. Freelance consulting, being your own contractor, if you will. And in this case, there's a lot more liberties and freedoms, perhaps, but there's a lot of other cons that go along with it. So let's get into and talk a little bit about what does it take to be a remote worker. Do you actually have what it takes to do that? Now, you can actually go to Google and do searches, and there are quizzes that you can take that can give you a strong indicator if you're the type of person that can work freely and on your own, be a self-motivator, self-starter, and be able to work from home. And at the end, there's a score that it will give you, and pretty much it will tell you if you're the type of person that's going to be unique enough to do it. Not everybody can do remote work. Okay, let me just say that up front. Now, in one of my other videos, I barely touched on, but I want to talk a little bit about the people out there that are selling remote work to you at home. There are a lot of people in this business today that claim that they're experts in helping you to find remote jobs, and some of them are really good and some of them are really bad. And some of them are scammers, believe it or not. And some of them actually will come up and say, oh, well, you can make $7,500 a month. It's simple work, do this and that. No, don't believe that kind of stuff. Nothing is easy. I mean, if you're old enough to be employed long enough, you know that nothing comes easy. Okay, so no one's going to pay you $7,500 a month for sitting around twiddling your fingers all day. Okay, not going to happen. So let's talk a lot about some of the pros working from home. Okay, again, I work from home, and in my opinion, sometimes, quite frankly, it gets a little boring, and that's why I've come to a point. What I do is I have my little pep rally talks and walks that I do to myself. I'll get up, take a little break, maybe for 10 minutes, walk around the apartment complex that I currently live in, and clear my brain, and then come back to work. As I mentioned, well, you can look at this as a pro and a con as well, but you have to be the type of person that's going to be self-motivating and to be able to get up and do the work. Now, as you can see, my office is in my bedroom. Behind me, I have my bed. I have my television. You can't see it from this side, but on the other side, I have my full reclining chair. And it would be quite easy to say, gee, I just don't feel like working right now. I think I'll turn on the old tube and watch movies for a while, or I take a nap, whatever. But you see, you got to get over that when you're working for yourself, because you have to realize every day when you're working for yourself, you're unemployed until you become employed making money. And the whole key of working at home is making money. Now, as I mentioned, there's two different type of remote work. You can actually be working for an employer that's allowing you to work from home, which is cool because you're getting your regular paycheck and your benefits and all that, vacation time and sick leave and all that wonderful stuff. Okay. So, but again, the other side of remote work, if you want to be part of the 4.5 million people who claim they've up and left their jobs a year ago and now they're being successfully working from home or whatever, we have to remember one thing. In any startup business, and this is a startup business if you're going to work for yourself, 65% of most businesses within the first 24 months will fail. Well, gee, that doesn't sound too exciting. Well, we have to look at the reality. And the reality in any business is, even what I have to do. There are times that perhaps I'm doing consulting or working with other people, and then there's many times I have to go out for new business. It costs a lot of money to go out and get new business. And the goal is to try to get those key accounts where you have money coming in every month. And that takes a while to build up to that type of speed, okay, and strategy. And again, not everybody can do it. Some people, they'll get discouraged, after maybe a couple of weeks. Oh my God, I better go back to work. I'm not going to make it doing this. Well, again, you got to keep in mind that first of all, you have to place yourself and put yourself in the position that you're ready to be on your own. I strongly suggest, as in any gig and any job, keep what you're doing right now, that's bringing in the bucks to pay your rent and car payment and the bills and all that, and begin gradually building into your remote business if that's what you really want to do. And again, when they say there's 4.5 million people out there that up and left their jobs, well, a click of the finger will tell you it didn't just happen that way. Okay, and if those people, out of the 4.5 million people, how many of them really are making it? How many have moved in with family members because they're not making it? And so we have to look at the side that we're on and where we're at. Now, I mentioned to you that there are some out there, they're actually scammers. They'll get out there and they'll point you directions of, here, oh, you can make a lot of money doing this. And then they even start selling merch. And then they start having contests, and we're going to give away $1,000, to do this. And some of it, again, is upright and clean and good. But again, there's a lot of them out there that they just want you to subscribe to their channel so they can begin making money. And, that's what you want to watch out for. Are they really making money doing what they're doing, or are they making money on you? Okay. And if they're making money on you, then you better learn the secret of what they're doing to make money on other people. Okay. Or off of other people, I should say. So when you think about remote work, the pros, like I say, you can get up, take your shower, have your breakfast, eat, and get ready to work. Now, you'll see that I'm just wearing my casual clothes right now. And the reason why I did that was on purpose. There are times that I have Zoom conferences and other type of video conferences with employers, consulting others, one-on-one. That's when I get dressed up. That's when I wear my tie. Is because what I'm doing right now is I'm just coming across to you. It's a rainy day here in Southern California. I'm just taking a little time today to make some videos. But I want to stress and emphasize to you that it's not always easy working for yourself. You may see behind me here, let me point this this way. Ooh, I get it wrong sometimes. This little stick house that I'm building, it's an apartment complex. This is a model of what I do, in a hobby of what I do. So whether you work for somebody else or for yourself, keep up on your hobbies, keep up on keeping your brain, in contact and your wits in contact. But again, when you think about working from home, you may find that it's not for you. And quite frankly, don't get discouraged or feel guilty if it isn't for you. I mean, quite frankly, some people, they work better in an environment where they can get out of the house, get away from the family for a while, go to work 8, 9 hours a day, mingle with other people, their own peers, do their job, again, get their benefits, get their pay, and be happy. But again, the other side of remote work, if you're going to start thinking about becoming a consultant slash contract worker, first of all, you have to stop and think, what was I making less on my current job? Let's say, for instance, you're making $65,000 a year. Okay, in order for you to be able to satisfactorily work from home and replace that income, you're going to have to make at least 26% more. Listen to that. You're going to have to make 26% more of what you were making off of that 65,000. Why, Frank? Why do you say that? You're going to have your own medical coverage. Think about that. You're going to have to save for your own taxes at the end of the year. And I strongly suggest if you really begin making money and doing this full time, you better get yourself a good accountant. Somebody who can figure out your tax structure and everything else. That's not me. I don't do taxes, so don't ask me questions about that, okay? I'm just letting you know that you're going to have to be able to submit to the government if you're working for yourself, and you're going to have to go along with all the other caveat that goes along with that working for yourself, the way the government views you as working for yourself. You don't ever want to get in a position, nobody wants to get in a position where they get audited, God's sakes, right? So, but like I say, you got to look at pros and cons. And when I look behind me and I see all the easy things in my bedroom to distract me from work, I have to focus on one thing. I got to keep the bread coming in. Okay, the money's got to keep coming in. And if I have to go after new business, that's what I have to do. If I have current customers that I'm working with, got to satisfy them. So, what is a week like? Let's talk about being a remote worker. What is your week like? And again, you can listen to some of these other gurus out there, and if you want to believe a lot of that stuff, that's up to you. But some will say, easy work, no education needed. Start making money today. For off and on for about 3 to 4 years, I was an Uber driver. And I have to be honest with you, one of the things that grabbed my attention with Uber back then was, like many people, Uber's advertisement was simply get behind the wheel, work at your own leisure, and make money. Well, some of that was true. Okay, but they didn't really tell you, okay, how many hours you had to sit behind that wheel to really make money. Okay, now, I have to be honest with you. I probably worked, when I first started off with Uber, I probably didn't put in any more than 17 hours a week. I made $320 a week. Okay, 17 hours a week, 300. And keep in mind, at the end of the year, Uber gives you a 1099 for it because you're your own contractor. You're independent. Okay, so good news, bad news. Well, maybe you say, well, for 17 hours, making $300 a week or $1,200 a month wasn't bad, Frank. And quite frankly, it wasn't. But if you really want to make money, then you got to start talking about, and by the way, I've talked to Uber drivers that are sitting behind the wheel 50, 60 hours a week. And those are the ones who are making $1,200 a week. You want to sit behind the wheel? Do you have the mental capacity to sit behind the wheel and put up with traffic and do all that? See, it's like anything. So getting back to the remote work, I don't listen to people. I shy away from people that run ads and say simple work from home. And by the way, these gimmicks out there where you can see them on Craigslist and whatever, where they'll tell you, stuff envelopes. We'll provide the materials, just stuff them, and and we'll pay you so much money a week or month or whatever. 99% of them are scams. I'll let you know right now. So that means there's a percent out there that are actually legit. If that's where you think you're going to make money, stuffing envelopes. Okay, that's the oldest gig and scam in the world. That's been going on for the last 20 some years. And you can find those ads even in the posted, Craigslist or whatever. But all I can tell you is that working remote, starting your own business, it's like anything else. It takes time to build. As I was telling you about in the background, my little model apartment here that I'm building, from the ground up, it takes time. And then as you're going along, I had to think about, you may even see there the pitch roof. I had to think about how I was going to incorporate that into the sticks that I was working with and what was going to support that roof. You see, it's all part of a strategy in everything that we do. So my suggestion, and by the way, I'm just a down to earth guy. I try to help you to be and to show you realistically what everything's about. You know, whether you want to believe me or not, again, take the good, take the bad, get rid of the bad, and go along with the good. And again, there's others out there that are doing a great job in teaching about remote work and helping you find that. But again, I would shy away from those who are running fancy contests and telling you that you're going to get a $3,000 bonus. All you got to do is sign up to do this job. I sure wish. I've never seen it. Okay, and I can tell you, I've been around the mountain a lot of times. Okay, and as I'm driving around the mountain, I haven't seen too many people dropping $3,000 in my lab just for starting off, doing nothing. So again, think about what does it take to work from home, and the other side of that is what type of equipment that you have. Now, the other side of remote work is actually working for companies. Okay, now that could be a great way of starting off too before you even think about delving into being an independent contractor. But you got to read their job descriptions, what they require. And one of the things, the requirement is look at the type of system, internet speed that you're going to have in order to accommodate that type of position. Okay, so, but you have to keep current. Fortunately, I have all new software, hardware. I have one of the fastest internets going out there. Up speeds, down speed loads, and I can tell you that um, it's important that you have a system that is lightning fast. When you say lightning fast, now when I was working with my old system, it was getting archaic. It was getting bogged down. Sometimes I sit here, okay, come on, I'm waiting for the email. But again, the system I have now is just great. I mean, it's an iCore 5 processor, and I got 12 gigs of RAM on this thing, and I mean, I just have what I need in order to accomplish working from home and doing what I need. And again, even if I was to work for an employer working from home, they're going to require a certain type of setup that meets the demand that they have, because you got to keep in mind that at their company they have IT people that keep their systems up and running. They have probably state of the art systems, update on software, and their IT people work very diligently and closely with their in-house people. And if you're going to become an extension of that, you're going to have to be able to prove to them that you can not only have the system in place, but that you can keep up and do it. You have the right mind frame to do that kind of work. I mentioned to you when I was doing Uber, I would sometimes get up in the morning, and it was kind of funny in a way. I look back now, I get behind the wheel all excited, and in 15 minutes, okay, turn off my app. I'm going to go get breakfast. I'm done for the day. I've done that many times. I just didn't want to drive anymore. I just got sick of it. But the problem was that's the way I was making moolah, making money coming in. So if you're going to build this monster, if you're going to build this machine that's what we're going to call remote work, then be prepared to get into it. Be prepared to be the type of person that is active and can do it and can, like, here in my room, I keep the door shut. I have roommates, and I don't know, sometimes they come in and out, and that's okay. But I'm just saying I keep my door shut so that I can concentrate on what I'm doing. And if you have small children, etc., whatever, you got to be able to think about the challenges of working from home. and build yourself a climate and think about how you're going to start doing this. But again, big warning, don't ever quit your job. You ever hear people say, well, don't quit your day job until you can prove how you can make money otherwise. Okay, well, that's it for today. You have a great day, and I'll see you later. Bye.